I'm going to tell you a story about something, a concept and an idea that we came up with here at the manufacturing facility that I'm currently working at. Here a couple of years ago, I was working on one of my cars. Grew up working on cars most of my life, and you know, I remember working pulling transmission stuff out of a car with a stinking floor jack in the gravel, you know, in the driveway, stuff like that. And over the years, you know, working here where I'm working at here at American Machine Company, we've been designing and coming up with things to solve problems with people like me. And one of the things I'm going to talk about is I had a story that I'm going to tell you, and that is changing a rear differential in my Chevelle here a couple of years ago, and doing it with a floor jack. You know, stick it underneath the center third member and jack it up, jack the car up, put it on jack stand. You know the story. We all have done it. You know, lowering it down, unhooking the control arm, blah blah blah. We know the same story. Dropping out, you pull the jack out from underneath. Pull the jack from underneath the pumpkin, let it fall on the ground, drag it out. Kind of a pain in the butt. What's worst about it is trying to put a new rear end in it. We know upgrading our cars and our differentials and our transmission just part of hot rod life. We all do it, you know, make our cars faster, stronger, indestructible, whatever you want to call it. One of the deals that we came up with, and it was mainly one of my big ideas, was I got tired of doing things so primitive, so how do you want to say it? So old school. I don't mean any disrespect. It's just I want to change a rear end. I want to do it now. I don't want to spend all morning doing it. So or all afternoon or all night. You know, we know how those nights in the garage end up. So I came up with this rear axle lift kit. It's a tool that makes people like my life a little easier, changing out differentials, transmissions. We can get into that a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you the concept. I'm going to grab my cordless drill here. This is a cut down rear differential. This is a basic GM 12 bolt that we cut down so that we can model and show the product. And what it is, I'll just pull this off real quick so you can kind of see it. We got 3 points of connecting this. We're going to catch both tubes, and we're using an angle iron so we can capture multiple diameters of the tubes, and just this front point for your pinion point. And up here, you loosen this guy up and you can move it both ways to get your offset pinion, so you can totally adjust your capabilities here to different styles of differentials, whether it's a third member in the front of a Jeep or a Ford, you know, where they're offset a little bit. You can capture all that. But anyway, I'll kind of show you what's going on here. Pretty simple, basic. You'll jack your car up and you know, put it on jack stand. You'll get underneath here. You'll set your parts here. You'll set your tubes and your spacing and everything for your differential. Then you'll jack this up, get underneath, catch your differential, unloosen all your upper and lower control arms that are on your differential or your leaf springs, whatever you're doing. You can do it with your leaf springs on, whatever. Unbolt everything. You know, you can run it all the way up. You know, unbolt everything like I was saying here like 10 times. It's all set in here. You unbolt everything, torch it off, whatever you guys are doing. Then jack it back down. Bam. So at this point, you know, you take your wheels and tires off, obviously, and drag it out from underneath and roll it over there in the corner when you decide you want to rebuild it, or if you're doing something else underneath the car. It's just an easy way to R&R your differential in your car, front, rear end, whatever you want to do. Some of the other possibilities with this thing is you can take this whole assembly off to hold your differential, and you can use this platform to make any type of fixtures. You want to drop your transmission, you want to hold your door up. You know your door, if you're trying to set your hinges, you know, or replace the bushings in it. The sky's the limit when you got that kind of concept going on. We all know that your bushings in your doors, it doesn't matter what it is, they wear out, and it's real easy to do by yourself, you know. So real simple, throw a rag on it, jack it up underneath, it holds your door up. Anything you need help with holding, it's pretty basic. I think this particular thing has 300 pound capacity-ish. Not for sure exactly what we're doing there, but I'm not here to sell it, I'm just here to show you my idea. I just remember here a couple of years ago when I was changing it around, like, this is bull crap. I work for a manufacturing facility that makes automotive related tools. We are problem solvers in this industry. Why aren't we doing something like this? And I came and I'm like, we need to do this. I presented it to my managers, the engineering department, like, hey, let's come up with a simple solution for a big problem. And that's what we ended up doing. I have one of these at home, I use it. It's not like I change differentials every hour, every day, but I use it for multiple things. It ain't like, oh, I got to change my differential twice a year. What else would I need this? I mean, I use it, like I said, I can drop a transmission out. I can stack stuff on it. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat tool. You want to take your gas tank out and change your fuel pump? Use this. It's easy. It's a multiple use tool. And when you break it down, you can hang it on the wall. Again, I'm not going to sit here and try to sell it to you. It was one of my ideas that I wanted to simplify, because one of the biggest problems I have with tools is when I'm not using it, I don't want to trip over the things. And that's why I like things to break down, flatten, get the heck out of the way, throw it underneath the bench, throw it in the rafters, hang it on the wall, whatever. I don't care what you do with it. But, so when we come to design automotive related tools, I always push how I am in my garage, at my shop. And that is, when I'm not using it, I don't want to see it, but when I am using it, I want to be able to have multiple purposes for it. When you go spend a small investment on something like this, I don't want it just to be differential, but man, it does make it easier. It's the same thing I got going on right now is I got a 69 Camaro I'm going to be working on in my garage here soon. And I got to replace the trunk pan and some of the undercarriage patch panels, stuff like that, the floor pans and stuff like that. I need to drop the differential out of it. So I'm going to drop the differential out of it and, start tinker-dinker and doing that. And it's easier to do clean on the frame if I want to, mini tub the frame, get the dang rear end out from under it so I can work on it. Simple. We're all stuck in the era still of, just use a floor jack. It's fine. What's a pain in the ass? And it's just one of them tools. It makes it a lot easier. I use it because I'm a automotive guru. I'm a hot rod nut, let's just say that, car nut, so I'm working on them all the time. When I'm not here, that's what I'm doing in the garage, and I don't want to spend all day doing this, this crap. I just want to get it done, get it moved out of the way. Easy, adjust it, slide it back in, put the bolt in the thing and roll, Life's too short to be wasting it on trying to fight with primitive tools. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to voice to you today is this little rear axle lift. It's a neat tool. I use it. It's a neat deal.